Temperatures rising on the Tirreno-Adriatico, both metaphorically and literally, nudging up towards 21 Celsius in our run to Tortoreto. 218 kilometres in total after leaving Getty this morning. A long old day, climbing out of the back door, but a lot of descending as well that would take us inexorably to the Adriatic coast. Well, putting some power back in the legs was perhaps what the organisers thought about. It certainly led to a dramatic finale. Another day of over 200 kilometres of racing. This the longest stage of the race. 218 to be contended with. And there the profile. The long run off the high ground down to a very sterling test. A circuit of 17.1 kilometres to finish the day. Well, perhaps a little bit of trepidation before heading into the climbs. The first of 3 climbing days on the Tirreno. The big test to Tortoreto still ahead. But this was a temptation to the breakaway, and particularly to Davide Bais, who found himself up front in the Green Mountains jersey once again. But with so much at stake and a very testy finale that could suit so many different teams, the breakaway was never going to be allowed its head and was duly caught before any mountains points were awarded. Mob handed across the road, as you can see. Colour order it was as we went to a testy 20% climb that would bring us to the circuit. Over the top for the first time, and a real sense of trepidation just perforating throughout the field. Who would form the attacks? That was the big question. When they came, they were thick and fast, and indeed regular. Every time we went over the top, somebody decided to invest. First was Honoré, the Dane from EF Education Easy Post, the sort of man who could thrive on a day such as this. Zuccherato for Bardiani was in hot pursuit. Not too much panic further behind as they went through the intermediate sprint. Duly caught, and as a result, Soudal Quickstep picked it up. This was to tee up Julien Alaphilippe, a man who likes to hide in plain view, and away he went. Too early really to make it stick, but a really good marker for Alaphilippe that is returning to form rapidly just ahead of the classics. Well, he was in good company as well, with Adam Yates on his shoulder, and likewise Wout van Aert, plan A for Jumbo-Visma. Well, the pace was starting to cause fracturing. Indeed, some big names were finding themselves out of position and off the back. Well, pre-race favourite and Strade Bianche winner, Tom Pidcock, was one of those who was starting to struggle. Offering up a kind of an explanation. He wants to get back in an attempt to help out the likes of Tao Geoghegan Hart and Pipo Gano, of course, in the blue. Final lap, and as you can see, a little bit of chit-chat about tactics. Wout van Aert having a word with Primož Roglič. It was supposed to be Van Aert's day, and in the end it was anything but. Trying to go for a gap, Van Aert just tangling his bars, I'm afraid, with Tom Pidcock, and both of them went down. Well, they're great rivals, but friendly rivals at that. Handshakes and apologies were offered up. No hard feelings despite a hard landing for both of them. Their day was done. Thankfully, no serious injuries. It could have been far worse. Just cuts. And so it was that we came to our grand finale. Who would reach out and make a difference? Well, a smirch for Alpecin de Koenig was one of those. Very much in the frame as well. Alexander Vlasov. Pipo Gano pulling the pin on the blue jersey. Not going to be his time. Would it be the time of Q365's Damien Howson? He had a go. Then Hugh Carthy dug in, returning to form and looking spectacular, dragging Tao Geoghegan Hart into the fray. Yates on hand, and so was Primož Roglič. In fact, with just 300 metres to go, Roglič went for it. Well, on his shoulder was Victor Lefay of Cofidis. Exactly the sort of terrain that would suit Lefay. Roglič backed in and then went again, rounding Yates and everybody else to take the day. Great to see him back. Plan B maybe for Jumbo-Visma, but a delight for everyone to see him win. The smile is back, and so of course is the famed telemark celebration on the podium. Roglic, our day's winner ahead of Alaphilippe, Adam Yates, Kelderman, Gegenhardt, Mas, Lefay, Gonçalves, Vlasov, Carthy. That's the look of a result perhaps from Tortoreto tomorrow. Well, it came early. Expect the same names to feature on stage 5. Back to stage 4, our winner, Primož Roglic. Well, a change at the top as well. The overall standings, Lenny Kamner had a fabulous time trial, now leads the race for Bora. The young German, handsome on top by a margin of 6 seconds. He's got his work to do in the high ground tomorrow. But of course, with a rolling day into Osimo on Saturday, he has a chance to take the title. And so, what of stage 5? 168 kilometres to Tortoreto. Cutting to find some high ground, and there's plenty of mountains that surrounded us today. We'll be playing with them tomorrow. Virtually no flat ground along the way, and of course that enormous climb to finish off, which carries incidentally 15 bonus points at the top in the King of the Mountains jersey competition. 2 lesser climbs at the foot, but nonetheless drama absolutely guaranteed, as it always is here at Tirreno.